So I don't have I don't have cup today, as you can tell. I'm doing this in the comfort of my car as I wait for piano lessons to continue. So, but what I really was thinking about that I wanted to mention is I can't remember now, guys. I can't remember. This is Tales by a Teller by TJ. Okay, so what I wanted to share is simple transactions that we take for granted, I guess, as bank tellers. We tend to think that everyone assumes to have the knowledge of how things work in the bank. So I wanted to do simple transactions like depositing into a checking account, depositing into a savings account, withdrawing from a savings account, withdrawing from a checking account, making a credit card payment or making a loan payment. I wanted to record, I just wanted to mention those things. So sometimes you'll have a customer who's gonna wait for that to pass. Sometimes you have a customer who's new to banking. They don't know nothing. This might be the first time they walk up in a bank, right?
What?
But they may have opened their account online and want to make their initial deposit into their account. So some banks have this, you can open an account, make a $25 deposit or $100 deposit, or maybe no deposit, right? But you have at least, sometimes it varies depending on bank, but you have at least 30 days to make that initial deposit. Okay. So they come in, and customers who may not be familiar with your branch, they may not know that, hey, they can do the deposit at the ATM. Or if it's a check deposit, they may be able to do it with a teller, just depending, or even at the same ATM. So what I would actually like to suggest is, for when you have a customer that's brand new to banking, let them do the ATM. Let them make their initial deposit into ATM. Of course, if it's a whole lot of bad bills, when we say bad dollars or fives or tens, and you know that the machine is not going to take it, I wouldn't advise that. If possible, maybe swap it out. Maybe that they can have crisp bills to put into the machine if you really, really have to do the deposit at the ATM. Or maybe they might need to create it into a check somehow. I don't know. But I wouldn't let them put bad bills in the ATM, because it's just going to spit it out. So you just want, and that will kind of make a really annoying experience, their first time, and it kind of lessens the trust in the machine. Okay. So you want to have them do their initial deposit in the ATM. You want to go through the prompts. You put your card in, put your PIN number. You can even set your preferences of how you want to see, or how you want the display to look when you come and do the ATM. Do you want quick cash? How much is your quick cash going to be? If you want to do quick cash deposit or withdrawal, how much is that going to be? You can set that limit. You can also show them how much they can withdraw. I know a lot of times with the customers, I will show them, hey, yeah, you can withdraw up to this amount. And they give you tell the features they give you: hundreds, tens, ones, 20s, fives. I don't know, depending on your ATM. But you want to introduce the customer who's brand new to the availabilities of everything in the event that they cannot come into the bank and do a transaction. I remember when we had COVID, that was a whole mess when we first started out, that the branches were kind of semi-closed, in that customers could have made deposits at the ATM, but any actual transactions that we would have touched or had to be transferring was lessened. Sometimes when it was really in the hype of COVID, when everyone was staying home, customers had to use the ATM. They couldn't come into the branch, right? So we want to make sure that the customer knows how they can access their money in the event of an emergency, in the event that the bank is not opening, or there was an incident that could have occurred, such as maybe a robbery or something that happened that shuts down the bank, or even some type of natural disaster or something happening, pipes bursting. I don't know, but something happening that that the customer might not be able to come into the bank. So you want them to always have access to that. So remember, customers, some people don't know, they really don't know like the ideas of a checking, savings, stuff like that. So real quick, checking accounts are usually connects with a debit card and sometimes checks, allowing you to deposit and withdraw your money at any time. So when you go in and you make a purchase, you swipe your card, that brings out the money out of your checking account. Now, some checking accounts are interest-bearing checking accounts, which allows you to have interest, which is really, really cool, because you mostly find that on your savings account. Savings account now is the other is the interest-bearing account, in that you have that money in there, it gains interest per month, and you'll see it. Sometimes it can be a penny, 5 cents. It's not a lot of interest, but depending on the type of savings that you have selected to match your checking account, it can give you interest. And that's the point, right? That's savings, long-term like situation. And the great thing about savings is that you can access it at most savings. You have at least 6 times to withdraw within a statement cycle. Statement cycles usually run 30 days, 31 days, just depending on when your first statement is for I don't know how to explain it, but the first statement, like say if your statement starts January 1st, the next statement will be on February 1st. So you have to make sure that you have 6 times to withdraw within that 30-day period, or that statement cycle, I like to say more. But yeah, it allows you to gain interest. It also allows you to act as an overdraft protection for your checking account. So say for instance, you go and you swipe a card, probably off by a couple of change or a good amount, the money automatically comes from your savings account, goes into your checking account. Some banks do charge a fee for that transfer. Some banks do not charge a fee for that transfer. It just depends on who you bank with. But that's the primary, I think I said that word wrong. That's the main focus of checking and savings accounts, okay? Checking, just think about it as when I swipe my card, or when I write a check, or when I need cash, it's coming from there. It's not always interest bearing. You don't always get like the bank giving you interest on that money, but it's there. And it's just accessible as much as you want. The savings account, you have 6 times within a statement cycle to do a withdrawal. Maybe not all banks still do that, but majority of them do. And it can act as a overdraft protection for your checking account, and that is the one that earns interest. So let's say for instance, you want to save up for something big, you want to put that money into the savings account. Another way to avoid minimum fees, I just remembered that. Another way to avoid minimum fees, sometimes in check-ins and savings, depending, you can do an automatic transfer. So every month, let's say $25 comes from your checking, goes into your savings, and it avoids fees. Direct deposit also. If you get direct deposit, like if you get paid bi-weekly or every week or once a month, that can alleviate fees on your checking account. So that's some ways to get around fees. But not everyone has that knowledge, okay? So when someone comes in and is like, I have money, I want to put it in my account, how do I do it? Just don't look at them like,
what? Can I help you?
They didn't watch TJ's YouTube video. That's what it is. Hey guys, as always, we can do this. We can do this, okay? Until next time, bye.